Guys, first of all, don't feel like you got to get wrapped up in this. The shad spawn, I've talked about this before, is the most overrated fishing technique in bass fishing, because let me explain why. First of all, let's talk a little bit about shad spawning. Most of the shad will begin spawning, the threadfin and gizzard shad, usually about the tail end of the time that the bass are done spawning, which in most parts of the country, it's going to be anywhere between April, sometime in April to sometime in early June, sort of in that time frame there, just depending upon where you're positioned at in the country. Like in my part of the country here, the shad spawn a lot in May, and throughout that whole central part of the country. And what they do when they spawn is they school up, and they usually get against some type of object. For example, rocky bank, they'll spawn against a tree in the water, they'll spawn against a boat dock, float, anything that they can get close to and on there. Probably two of the biggest places that they spawn on are riprap banks and boat dock corners, that type of stuff, and around lay down trees. And you'll usually see them, they're just flickering around the surface. Once in a while you'll see a fish come up and hit them, but not very often. A lot of times you just see them flickering, and normally it's something that happens earlier in the morning. They spawn early in the morning. Most of the time, by like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, you don't see much shad spawning activity. So it's something that anglers take advantage of right off the bat in the morning. So let's say, for example, you hear about this deal the shad spawn bites on. There's nothing that you can do about that, guys, because the shad spawn randomly. There's no way that you can go out and say, okay, I'm going to go out and look for the shad spawn. I'm going to go over back in this creek here or whatever and fish shad spawn fish, because you don't know where they're spawning at. They spawn different places every day. I've seen them spawn on a place one day and they're gone the next. So it's very random, and don't waste your time going out and looking for it, because it is so haphazard if you find them or not. Now, given that, if you're out there early in the morning, it's daylight or a little bit after, and you happen to be fishing down a bank and you see shad flickering on the surface and spawn them, by all means cast over there. Swim jig, a small spinnerbait are the two best lures you can throw on them. A little 3/8 ounce spinnerbait with some small blades, little shad pattern swim jig, something like that. Maybe a little swim bait. And if there's any fish there, they're going to bite it. Usually those fish that are after those shad spawning are very aggressive, especially if you see those fish, swirling and going after the shad. They're easy to catch, but it is so random, it's not even worth your time. So the point of the video is what I want to talk about here is don't feel like you're missing out on anything. If you